Hello and welcome to the Coaches Show. This is Gary Livengood along with head football coach Jonathan Tennant and our director and producer Steve Blake. Coach, you were off. You had a bye week before a big game with Fairmont Sr. here at Knight Stadium, homecoming. Beautiful night. Fairmont West is coming in here off of a big 49-20 beating of Weir High School. And they're just all pumped up, and they are a loaded and talented team.
Yes, that's probably one of the best teams I've seen in a long, long time. Maybe back to the Morgantown teams that I saw play back in the early 2000s. I mean, they have no weaknesses. They beat us soundly at every single position. My hat's off to them. They're doing a great job there. Coach Bartik, his first year taking over, they have a group of kids that can play football.
Fairmont Senior, like you said, they're loaded, and some of those kids are going to Division I, and some of them are only sophomores and juniors.
Yeah, that's there too. They've got, I think, 4 or 5 seniors, and 2 of them are D1 prospects for sure. And they've got that Frazier kid, number 54. He's just unbelievable. He is strong, he's fast, he's quick, he's tough. I just gonna have to hate to deal with him next year again.
So, Coach, beautiful night, big crowd, and you're all pumped up. Most of your kids are healthy.
Yeah, we can't use that as an excuse. We didn't. In order for us to be competitive, we have to come out with a lot of energy and a lot of passion, and that just didn't happen Friday for whatever reason. It's hard to talk about because they were so good, and it made us, we were just shell-shocked for most of the night.
You kept a secret from me and all the fans.
What's that?
The kicker.
Oh, the kicker.
Bella.
Yeah. I had to thank Christian Ryan for that. He's one of his buddies, and he's a junior. And he came to me one day during lunch and said, "Coach, you looking for a kicker?" "Yeah, I'm looking for a kicker. We're always looking for a kicker." And Monty showed me a video. I said, "Can you kick?" And he said, "Yeah." He showed me his phone. He had a video of himself kicking a 40-yard field goal out on the turf. And I said, "Well, come on out. We'll see you after school. Go talk to your parents, see if it's all right with them, and we'll give you the paperwork." And I think he's going to work out real well for us. He's a junior. He's going to kick for us the last 3 games, and hopefully we'll have him all next year.
And his father come up into the press box and talk to us because he had a friend, Bob Meisner, helps us do the shows, and they're pretty good friends. And so anyway, the kicking game came a little bit late in the season, but
yeah, that was probably the bright spot of Friday night. We put in a new return during our off week, and that worked out pretty well. Big problem there, we didn't have kids to field the kick because in practice we don't have anyone that can kick it that high, but now we do. So, and Monty came in and kicked a couple nice punts, and his timing on the extra point, which is I expected that, just only been kicking a couple days. Yeah. We're going to get that corrected, and we should see a big difference in our kicking game. We actually got a touchback, which is the first, probably the 1 or 2 in the last 5 years. We actually kicked the ball to the end zone and get a touchback. So that's real excited about that.
And you changed the lineup around a little bit here and there. I noticed that you started Dakota Holt, your quarterback, as free safety.
Yeah, we thought we did that a little bit at Hedgesville. He didn't start, but he made some good plays against their passing attack, him and Tucker Neisel, so we thought we'd use them a little bit, but it got out of hand so quick. We just wanted to get him out, and we did try some different things on offense, and hopefully we're going to keep working on that and see a little different picture come this Friday.
And things didn't start out well at all. Your first offensive series, we fumble.
Yeah, that's after
1 or 2 yard line.
Well, it wasn't that close. It was they get the opening kickoff, take it right down and score. We get the ball. Our first, like I said, our first offensive play, we fumble it, and they pick it up and return it. Yeah, you're right, probably inside the 20. Then they punch it in, and then our next offensive series we throw a pick six.
Yeah.
And then
very, very bad, awful first quarter.
Yeah, that hasn't happened very often. Down 31-0 in the first quarter. I just kept looking at the clock. I said, "Oh my God, there's still 5 minutes left in this first quarter." I mean, and from that point, I think the entire program was shell shocked because we ran into a buzzsaw, but we've put that behind us. There's not really much you can say about it.
No.
We try to be positive, and the way things were going. And our coaches talked during the weekend. We didn't even show the film to the kids. We didn't grade it. We didn't award any decals. We're just putting it away and moving forward to this week with the university.
Yeah, I mean, we were dominated by Fairmont West.
Yeah, like I said, that's one of the best teams I've seen in a long, long time. I'd be surprised if they don't win it all at the double-A level. I'd be surprised if anyone even gives them a game.
And you tried to change some things around the second quarter. You brought Colton Rosenberger in at quarterback, and you started moving Dakota around at different spots.
Right.
So
yeah, we were trying to get some speed on the field right now with Moats. He wasn't feeling very well. He was coming back after a 3-week layoff, shoulder. And he really wasn't in game shape, so we had to give him a break. And the only option we had to get speed is move Colton in the quarterback position and put Holt at tailback receiver. Try to get him out in space and see if he can make some plays.
Well, Coach, that moves you to 1-6 on the season, and goes Fairmont Sr goes to 6-1. But then you got another game coming up here.
Yeah, Fairmont was, I think, number 2 at the time, and I'm not sure about University this week. I haven't seen the ratings. They're number 1 or 2.
No, I think they dropped down to third.
Third?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the
Huntington Martinsburg.
That would be the third top 5 team or top 10 team we played 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Counting Hedgesville was when we played them, they were number 6. Fairmont was number 2, and University looks like it's going to be 3. And then behind them is Musselman, our last game of the year.
You drop one down there at Buchanan, a team that you play here in a couple of weeks. They're right on the border looking at playoffs.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game for us. There might be a lot on the line for them, which would make it exciting for us.
Well, we haven't beaten University High School since MacArthur was a minute, or whatever you want to call it. But you know, weird things happen in football once in a while. University High may be a little bit overconfident, and Preston, has got some good athletes.
Yeah, that's what I've told the kids. I've said several things about this. We've beaten them in 7-on-7 competitions throughout the past couple of years. We've beaten them in scrimmages. We just have to do it on Friday nights. They're very confident right now. I'm sure that they're looking forward to the Mohawk Bowl, which is next week after they play us. I don't really think they like coming to Kingwood because they don't like playing on grass. They don't like standing over on the edge of the woods there. I think it makes them nervous.
They call us a bunch of farmers.
Oh, yeah. So I think if we can catch them and being a little overconfident or not focused, and our kids are really excited, we consider this our closest rival game, if you want to call it that. But our kids know their kids very well. Some of them like each other, some of them don't like each other. So it's for sure we're going to be excited to play this game.
Again, looking back, we've had a lot of penalties, we've had a lot of mistakes, we've had a lot of turnovers. Especially against Greenbrier East and Lewis County. To me, those should have been victories for the Preston Knights. Then, of course, you get down in Hedgesville, put a 42-12 whipping on you. And it just seems that the boys lose some of their, whatever you want to call it in football, use their, I'm losing words here, to win. They just
Yeah, it wears on you. It wears on everyone, the entire program. Winning is a lot better than losing, but I'm proud of the fact these kids are still fighting. We had a pretty good practice for a Tuesday. Tuesday's the day we put in the game plan. We actually practice what we're going to do, and it's usually kind of ragged because it's the first time they see things.
Yeah.
But what I told them after practice is really proud of their attitude. Everyone was positive and energetic. So we're looking forward to this Friday, and you're right. There's some games that we left out on the field that we feel like we should have won 3 or 4 more than what we have already, and that has led to some frustration by both players and coaches. But like I said, coaches are being positive, and I think that's carrying over to the kids, and that's one thing I've stressed to the coaches. We got to be positive. We can't be negative. We got to still coach hard as we can, but leave a positive taste in their mouths, because they're going to react to how we react. And if we're staying positive, they're going to stay positive.
And just like tonight when I was watching practice, the boys were positive, following directions by the coaches, and weren't anything negative going on that I noticed, and they were moving from and I think that the cooler weather is really helping out the big guys, and I think they're still having fun. So that's the most important thing, is that they're enjoying their time here. And although, like I told them on Monday's meeting, that we've got a losing record, but we're not a bunch of losers. Don't let that record define who we are. We'll be defined by how hard we work and how much we stay together, and how we take pride in what we're doing and never give up. And your players are coming out to practice every night and following directions and doing what they're supposed to do. And this Friday night, of course, again, you got the University High School Hawks are coming in tonight's stadium. It's your last home game.
Right.
I think they're ranked, what, number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3 in the SSEC rankings. And these teams are going to look now, Coach, in that ranking, start trying to jockey around here, because I don't think they want to be around Martinsburg's side.
No, I don't think they want to be down the bottom half of the bracket.
You got Musselman. I don't forget where Musselman is now.
They're right behind them, number 4.
Number 4. So you got Musselman. That's 3 weeks in a row. Who did your scheduling? I've talked to Coach Huggins.
Well, I had a hand in it. It just seems like the people we schedule a couple years in advance. As soon as we put them on the schedule, they get good.
And looking at some scores, common opponents. University High School beat Hampshire 39-19. Hampshire goes to 2-4. Musselman beats Hedgesville 49-21 that last week. Bridgeport beat North Marion 40-22. R.C. Byrd beats Elkins 28-24. And looking at some other scores, University High School team coming up next week for you is Buchanan 42-3.
Yeah, we have film on them. They look pretty sharp against Buchanan. Buchanan is not the team that they were in the past, but we're focused on University right now and stopping those 3 playmakers they have on offense.
And another one we were talking about it prior to the show, Martinsburg beats Hedgesville 83-7.
Yeah, that says something when your number 2 or 3 team beats the number 6 or 7 team by 75 points. It's quite a statement.
And Musselman beat New Hampshire 41-10. North Marion beats Lewis County 44-20. So those Big Ten teams are going to have quite a representation in a AA and probably the AAA playoffs coming up here in a few weeks.
Well, AA for sure. Probably North Marion will be in it. Fairmont Sr. Who else? Bridgeport, they'll be there. RCB may have a shot. But although in AA, you got to win probably 7 games to get in, because there's so many of them.
Yeah, I was looking. They some of us 5-2, 5-2.
Yeah.
And they're ranked 18th or 19th.
Right.
Yeah.
In AAA, 5-5 will get you in if you got some good wins.
Yeah.
6-4, that's a guarantee in AAA, because there's only 31 or 32 teams, or no, 29 teams. Yeah, 29.
Lincoln County, of course, is not eligible because, again, they don't schedule enough AAA teams this year. And there's only one that's not eligible. Anyway, looking at your middle school, 4-3 on the year. They beat Suncrest 41-12, and they beat the Mountaineer Middle School 25-20. But last week they got not a bad whipping. Moorfield beats them 20-12.
Yeah, that was a very good game. That was a back and forth game in the middle of the rain. I wish it hadn't rained because that hurt us more than it did them. They were more of a running team, more of a balanced team. That they've got our Squires have a pretty good quarterback receiver combination going, and I think that's the weather slowed them down a little bit.
The JV team got a little whipping last night, didn't they?
Yeah, we've got our numbers. We got to build up our numbers, and we got to get kids out that want to compete. Right now, we've got some kids young kids, freshmen that didn't play for the Squires, and that puts them behind.
Yeah, and looking at the Squires, the numbers are still there, and the kids are still playing some pretty good football.
Yeah, we're really excited. They've got 23 eighth graders that they're going to bring up. We met with them during their 8th grade night and handed out T-shirts to them. So we're really looking forward to working with that group.
And you were talking about Fairmont West playing a good team. I think when you look at the University High School, they're an excellent team. They got some speed at the skilled positions. And do we have enough speed to handle their running game?
It's going to be a challenge. Number one, the Richardson kid is probably the best receiver in the state, and he's been called that. He's only a junior. With that saying, we defended him pretty well in the scrimmage. I know it wasn't a full game, but a kid like that, he's going to make plays sooner or later. You can't stop him. You just got to slow him down and try to contain him. Then they have Robert Sanders, number 7. He scares me more than anybody because he's fast and he's shifty, and he runs hard.
And just looking at some more of these, the Bailey, the quarterback's not any stranger either.
Yeah, he's been a thorn in our side for a long time. He scored 3 touchdowns against us last year, and our defense still doesn't know where he came from because he makes those fakes and tucks it and runs around the bootleg and makes us look silly. So we've got our eye on those 3. If we stop those 3, slow them down anyway, try to contain them, then we may have a shot.
And you lost last year over at University High School in a rainstorm, 42-6. So you got a little payback going.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, we haven't beat University High School for years and years. But when you look at number 1, the Richardson boy, quarterback, number 2, Bailey boy, and just looking down this list and some of the size, and they got the kicker, the Fairs boy. They got a very good kicker.
Yeah, he's from Brewston, by the way. Lives in Brewston.
And you look at some of the offensive linemen. They had the Curtis boy on defense is very good. The Evans boy, and you keep on looking at some of the players that they have.
Defensively, they're very sound. They're not very exotic. They don't do a lot of different things, but they line up in a 4-3, and their D-line is big and strong, and their linebackers are fast. So, and the DBs keep everything in front. So it's going to be a challenge for us. Hopefully, we're putting in a couple wrinkles during the last 2 days, and hopefully we can move the football against them.
Yeah, they're scoring 38 points a game in their first 7 ball games. But, Coach, they're giving up 20 points on defense, so you can score on them.
Yeah, we watched. We went and scouted them when they played Hampshire. And Hampshire, gave them a ball game for 3.5 quarters. It's just the last part of the 4th quarter they kind of ran out of gas. But Hampshire ran the ball on them. They passed, and they're not really a passing team, but they completed some long passes. So there's opportunities for us, and we're going to try to take advantage of them.
Season's about gone.
Yeah, time flies. I mean, once you get in the season, it's a process and a grind, and it just goes so fast.
Yeah.
For me, anyway, it's last time I looked up, it was August. Now it's mid-October.
Yeah, you were in week 8 and week 9 right now, the football season, and thank goodness the weather. We've had fantastic weather this year.
It's unbelievable. We're looking forward to. It's supposed to be another nice evening this Friday, and close out our home schedule. And couldn't ask for anything more. I took a peek at the crowd last weekend, and the stadium was full when I looked at it. I was real happy about that.
Yeah. And looking at some scores, University High School 39, Hampshire 19, and you're talking about Hampshire was scoring some points on University High School. But again, University High School was skilled. They're an excellent football team. They're not undefeated with their schedule right now by not being a good team. So don't forget, Friday night, 7 o'clock?
7. I have to check on that.
Yeah.
Because they're not in the Big Ten.
Yeah, no,
I'm pretty sure it's 7 o'clock.
Okay.
That's our whole schedule except for Lewis County, and we requested the Hedgesville game be moved to 7:30.
Okay. Friday night, Knight Stadium, the University High School Hawks, ranked number 3 in the SSC rankings, comes in here to Knight Stadium, and hopefully, funnier things have happened in football and sports if we play good defense.
Yeah, I think our kids. I've told them, a big play here or there, and things could turn around real quick in our favor, because right now it just seems like we're waiting around for something bad to happen, and it usually has the last few weeks. So we're due. Our kids are still working hard, so I'm looking forward, and they're looking forward to this Friday. It's also our pink out night as well.
Tell us about the pink out night.
That's the thing we started 5 years ago. The kids sell T-shirts to anyone who wants to buy pink T-shirts, and we donate all the proceeds from that sale to the Preston Memorial Hospital, and also we donate a portion of the gate money to the hospital. This year we're selling, the cheerleaders are selling these pink bracelets for $2, and all those proceeds go to this fund. And over the last 5 years, we've raised over $11,000. We've donated to Preston Memorial Hospital for their help fight breast cancer.
That's great, Coach. So don't forget, Friday night, University High School Hawks come into Knight Stadium. Pink night, so you can buy a pink T-shirt or buy a pink wristband.
And it's also senior night, so it's going to be a busy night.
Yeah, right, senior night. Busy night here. And Mother Nature looks like she's going to be nice to us again.
Yeah.
So, Coach, good luck to you Friday night. And
thank you.
So on behalf of Steve Blake, our producer and director, this is Gary Livengood thanking you for watching the Coaches Show on Atlantic Broadband Channel 7, your hometown TV station.